Alright, in this lesson we're going to be creating a person icon just like this. So let's just go straight ahead and make a new document. We'll call this person icon and 300 by 300 pixels. Okay, make a new layer and we'll call this body. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is create an ellipse like this. Just a thin taut ellipse, and then next we're going to go into the rectangular marquee tool and make sure that this third option is selected. It's subtract from selection, and we're just going to overlap the rectangle right over the top of the ellipse like this, and you'll notice that it cuts the bottom half off, or the part that you overlapped. It's still not the way we want it, so let's just zoom in a little bit, Z, and grab the elliptical marquee tool once again. This time though, select the add to selection button and do something like this. As you can see, it adds, it combines the two shapes together, and it's added the little bit at the bottom. It's not exactly the way I want it, so I'm just going to Control Z and do it again. It might take you a few goes, but that's fine. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, so let's zoom out again, and I'm just going to fill this in with a black and move it down a little. Right click, blending options. Now we're just going to give this a gradient and a new color. So we're just going to give it a kind of a blue, light blue, and we'll fade that, we'll make that into a darker blue actually. So we get, oops, so we get something like this. Okay, and style we want radial, and we're actually going to reverse that and pull it upwards. And we're also going to apply an inner glow, and this is going to be a white, and the size is going to be about 3 should do, and let's hit OK for now. Oh, actually missed something. Just go back into blending options, and we actually also want a stroke. Okay, make the size of the stroke to 1, outside blend mode normal, and we're going to make the color to a darker blue, and okay, and there we have our body. Now make a new layer and let's call this glow, and what we're going to do is create a new ellipse tool about here. I'm going to fill this in with the white. Okay, so make sure your foreground color is white, and let's just fill it in, and then press Ctrl D to deselect it. And now we're going to use the filters. Go filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to make the radius to about 14 pixels and hit OK. And now, yeah, that's probably what we want. We want to have a bit of a glow here, so it adds a bit more volume to the icon. Okay, now we're going to be okay, now let's start with the head. So create a new layer and go into head. Make a new head layer. Okay. Okay, now let's create the head. Make a new layer and we'll call this head. Grab this ellipse tool and we'll drag a head shape right over the top, like this. And we will fill it in with a black, and then go into blending options and gradient overlay. I'm just gonna create a color, something like this, or fade it out to something roughly the same hue, but a lighter lighter shade. And okay, style we want radial, just reverse it, and then grab the gradient and move it around to the top left. Okay, we also want to put in an inner glow, make it white, and want the size to be about 3. And then we're going to go to stroke. Let's make a dark orange for the color. Not too dark though. We'll just make the stroke to 1 pixel. And we're done with that. Control T to deselect and see what we've got so far. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, now we're gonna go and create the hair. So, all right, we are gonna go to the elliptical marquee tool and drag a oval right over here like this, and let's fill it in with a black. That's my hair color, so I think we're gonna keep it black this time. Okay, so now as you can see that the hair is actually going outside of the face, the head, but that doesn't matter because we're going to use a clipping mask to clip the outside, the part that falls outside of the head out. So we're going to right click on the hair and click on create clipping mask. As you can see, nothing happens, it just disappears. Alright, that's because this head object here has a gradient applied to it. Now if you've got a gradient applied to it, the clipping mask doesn't actually work properly for some reason. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So we're going to go right click on the head and convert to smart object. Once you've done that, as you can see, the clipping mask works. Okay, now Control D the selection, and now this is a pretty a flat hairline, so we're going to make it look a little better. We'll zoom in a little and grab our pen tool, and let's see, yeah, just use a path, and we're gonna create a bit of a better hairline. Okay, and once you've got the path done, just go into paths and right click on the work path and click on make selection and hit OK. So that just makes what you've drawn a selection. And now hit delete on your keyboard, and then after that Control D. Then let's zoom out and see how it looks. So yeah, now you've got the hairline. Actually, I think in the previous, yeah, I had a sharp sort of jagged look. If you want to do that, instead of using the pen tool, because I just wanted to show you how to use the pen tool to convert into the selection, convert the path into the selection. But if you don't want to do that, let's go back a few steps. There is an easier tool to use other than the pen tool for this purpose, I reckon. Okay, so again, let's zoom in and do it the alternate way. There is a polygonal lasso tool, so we're just going to use that to actually create the hairline this time. So just a random sort of look, and we have to close it off. So again, we've got the selection, and hit Control X this time, delete, Control X, all the same. And let's zoom out and see how it looks. So yeah, that's pretty much our person done. And if you want, just go to the body and you can change the shape. Control T, change the shape of it around. And yeah, there you have it. Thanks for watching the tutorial, and be sure to check back for new ones, because I'll be making new tutorials anytime I have time. So and also it'll be nice if you could just drop in a comment on my blog to let me know if you found the tutorial useful.